there's a narrative which we're dispelling, and that narrative is that the human capital coming out of Africa isn't very good. It's not very strong. It can't compete globally. And I think we're dispelling that quite strongly. I think that as our kids go into firms, and especially as they go internationally, they are making their mark. 70% of them are getting full-time jobs. That's a big deal.
So Bank of America has been looking at talent globally. We obviously hadn't been to Africa to recruit. So part of our expanding our global footprint, we decided to take a look at Africa. So I think SEO Africa plays a very good role in part of this process. Training the students before they start gives them an advantage in knowing what to expect when they get here. So once they're within a team, they hit the ground running.
New York was a different experience completely. Like imagine going from Lagos to New York to work, live on Wall Street, and then take the train down to Midtown to go to Bank of America Tower. So it was an amazing experience. So one of the few things that SEO helped me with was pitching your story, like making your story so invaluable that they want to listen to you. And that's one of the things that helped me through all the networking sessions we had. Just telling them that my name is Babajide, I'm from Nigeria. That was an automatic. We want to hear this kid's story. Like, how did you get here? Like, that's one question I got. Like, how did you get here all the way from Nigeria? I got to go for various client meetings because they knew that if I take this kid out with me, he would pay attention to detail. Like, his presentations were top notch. So that's one of the things I was happy about SEO for.
My own SEO class, I was one of the very few that actually done another previous summer internship. So it was clear to me the benefits of the SEO program, especially with the pre-internship training. It just gave me a rounded view of how to approach it this time. For my first internship, I didn't get a full-time offer. So this time, the SEO backed one, I was very, very specific about, I really needed to know what do I need to do this time to get a full-time offer.
SEO gave me the training that was needed to ensure that I was still professional when I was writing, to understand that there was a difference between speaking and writing, and that the difference mattered in a professional environment.
As a technology candidate, SEO made sure that they gave us coding questions in order to prep us for the actual program so that we know where we stand as programmers.
It's not always easy. You'll have hard days because I'm on a mentorship program with Facebook and I've been doing like mock interviews, and sometimes you will doubt yourself throughout the journey. I mean, at some point of the journey, you'll be like, can I do this? But like, you don't always have to have the answers. What matters is that you have the willingness to actually go out there and find the answers. And also don't stick at the corner with your problems. Find other people who are interested in same things and talk to them about what you are doing, and they can actually help you, because even through SEO, I met other people who are programmers and want to be software engineers. So sometimes I could be doing a challenge and I have a bug or something, and then I'll just reach out to someone and they're like, oh, so for this one, you can just do this.
So my career progression at Goldman Sachs has been very interesting. I started without any training, whereas my colleagues had gone to training in New York. I hadn't, but because of the hard work that I was trained by SEO Africa, and because of just the mentality that's completely different with SEO Africa interns, I was able to catch up within a shorter amount of time than people that hadn't had the SEO Africa training. So yes, I was behind my peers in the beginning, but I caught up to the point where obviously I've been promoted to associate Goldman Sachs. So I must have done something right, and SEO Africa had a hand in that.
So the earliest African interns have all done pretty well. I'd say they've performed just as well as their global counterparts. Majority are associates now.
So when I first started, because this was my very first job out of university, it was also a bit difficult to sort of adapt to a working life and everything. But obviously, like through the bank support system, through HR, also from the people that I met during SEO training, all of those things sort of came together to help me to actually be the best that I could be. I've been at Bank of America for 3 years. I started as an analyst off the back of the summer internship program. and earlier this year I was actually promoted to an associate.
Thankfully to SEO, I was one of the successful candidates that got picked and got an offer to come back next year as an intern in London. So definitely shout out SEO for that. Thank you so much for the things you instilled with me, the skills necessary, and I really appreciate you guys so much.